But now, in learning about life and others' experiences that had it a lot tougher than I did, I mean, my life is nothing compared to some of these people who actually took their way of being, or actually their situation, and not used it to have pity for themselves and actually be a so-called loser, in society, and actually made something grand of themselves, which I greatly applaud them, because that's a difficult thing to do, to bring yourself from the pits of some place that is so negative that it eats your whole soul up, and it's pretty sad. I mean, I see a lot of my friends who still live in my old neighborhood, and it's not a bad neighborhood. It's just that they've never seen anything other than, so they're stuck there, and it kills me. It kills me, and I talk to them, and I visit every once in a while because they still are my friends, and it's honestly, they pretty much live in the past. They live in the past, and what stays in the past should stay in the past. You should learn from the past and look onto the future as something bright and forthcoming as a great opportunity for you to just leave everything behind. I mean, not to forget it completely, because I mean, each of us have our own memories of our childhood. But if it's something that really eats you, I mean, you should not use that as an excuse to say, oh, I had a hard life, I've been abused, I've been this, I've been that. I'm not going to go too much into detail about my life, but I had gone through a lot of things that had to do with a lot of personal issues, and I'm not going to sit here and use that as an excuse and say that affected my life, where it was going to totally destroy my life. And I mean, some people have been through a situation where it's actually very damaging, and I can't blame them, because it's like, I heard a good example the other day. When you don't know any better and you have been taught a certain way, it's like these little elephants, they train them when they're very young. They put these shackles on them and a stake, actually a metal stake or a big wooden stake. Actually, I think it's a metal stake in the ground with a chain, and they pretty much, they have them there. They hold them there. They can't get out. So they've been preconditioned through their whole life, or when they become adults, all they do is just put a chain on them, practically just put a chain on them, put to a stake there, that they can easily, you know very well that the awesome power of a huge elephant, of these, monsters, not monsters, but the monstrosity of their power, and yet they've been preconditioned to not pull that stake out of the ground and take off. That's preconditioning. And so when you think that way, and that's all you know, that's the way you live. That's the way you'll always be. But luckily, us as humans, as personable people, as people of sensory responsive people, we have that choice to leave anything behind and start pretty much as fresh. And that's what we try to do. That's what our group tries to do by making you grow and getting out of those types. Well, now, mind you, we're not therapists, okay? So I mean, we just try to give you tools to better your life. In other words, because it all starts within you. And since we're all entrepreneurs, and we try to enlighten people on not only business concepts, but also information for you, tools, but we also try to guide you around certain obstacles that are pretty much sometimes simple obstacles that just go around, but we think about stuff too much that makes it a huge wall of an obstacle that no matter how hard you chip away at it, it never goes away. So we at least try to assist you on trying to do something, you know. And no, you don't have to spend a few $1,000s, and you don't have to do all this kind of stuff. Look, we love to help you guys. You know, all we ask you is check out what we have, meaning on our websites, you know, and hey, I love talking to people, you know. And as a matter of fact, I just got finished with a gentleman from Georgia, and he had several. Sorry, their pothole. He had several questions, and we had a great conversation. I mean, he has had a pretty. See now listen. Things in life don't have to be harsh for you to be a certain way. Some people that I've talked to have the same problems I do, and they have never gone through the same things I have. Meaning, in certain fears and moving forward in a way, because you know, what I mean by that is that you take a certain experience and you live with it, and instead of just moving on and going ahead, you still hold on to that fear, you know. And I have worked on that most of my life, and now, I mean, I do certain things, and I remind myself that I am not that type of person anymore. And then, you know, I just do a lot of mental healing processes that will get me to that goal that I need to get to. But anyhow, you know, I talk to people who have had money, who have had a good living, who have had parents that were, you know, there, but somehow they have the same types of obstacles that I do, or of someone that I know, and they have a hard time dealing with it. And these are mental roadblocks that a lot of people, it just stumps them, and they can't move forward. So like I said, all we like to do for you to do is just check us out, you know. I'm on YouTube under, you've probably seen this video on YouTube, or MySpace, or one of those places. It's more Tony Sanchez under YouTube, or just go ahead and go to my website at www.5dollarmoneytree.com. That's the number 5, the word dollar, moneytree.com. Okay, and you can also find me on Skype, and if you want to chat for free, of course, we can go ahead and chat there for free as Tonefish1. Okay, I'll put the text on here so you guys can read it. So you guys have a good night, and or good morning, or good evening, whenever you watch this video, and we will talk to you soon. Okay.